All right, so we are doing backsplash today. There are thousands of videos on YouTube on how to do backsplashes. So I'm not gonna really get into how to do a backsplash, but maybe just do some kind of tips and tricks and things that I found while doing mine. So I have a backsplash here, and I already did this one over here. I'm gonna go on a 45-degree angle, right? Oh. So this is kind of my layout. All right, you can see it's over here. You can see that's kind of done. Now, one thing that I ran into is that my tiles, even though they're all in the same box, they're slightly different. Like they're off by like a 1/16 of an inch bigger or smaller. Very frustrating. So I decided to just go with it and put them up there, but my lines aren't lining up perfectly. And this is driving me a little nuts. Like, for example, this one's really bad. It's just that this tile is bigger than this tile and this tile. So when you put it on there, it's just, you know, so it kind of is what it is. But that's one thing I would probably suggest is right off the bat, make sure if you buy tiles, make sure they're the same size. It sounds crazy. They're in the same box, but they're you know, they're not the right size. But I'm just gonna go with it. It is what it is. Making fun, little adjustments everywhere. Some people might talk about different adhesive and things like that on a backsplash. Now backsplash is really just cosmetic. So you can use whatever adhesive you really want, unless it's a glass tile, because glass tile, you're gonna see that you could see the adhesive through the tile. But what I would do is get the cheapest adhesive that they make. So I'm just using some adhesive that I had from an old project that's left over. You really don't have to worry about waterproofiness or structure or anything like that. So literally you could just glue these to the wall using construction adhesive. So what I would do is I was doing a backsplash, get the cheapest adhesive that you can find. Now, when it comes to spacers, there are thousands of different types of spacers. The guys at the tile shop tried to sell me this one that they put the big wheel on. You know, you basically just put this behind the tile, right? And then you put these wedges on, okay? So, like that, and basically that kind of holds it together. I'll tell you, I'm not a big fan of this system. I got this from Home Depot. I'm not buying it. I would have probably just have rather gone with the old style. I have tons of different types of spacers. I think really these, for this type of installation, for a backsplash, is plenty. Now for a floor and stuff like that, you want that to be perfect and nice and level. You know, you really want to do something, a system like this. But for a backsplash, I think this is really just overkill. It just adds a lot of extra time and it's really not worth it. I would just go with simple spacers. The cut tile, you know, we could go with the old style. This is like the original tile cutter with the wheel. This one worked really well for me, but then I think the wheel got dull and it just started cracking the tiles apart.